Welcome back, everyone, to Highlighted in All Sports Culture podcast. Sam, Sully, Kurt, the trio is back. NFL playoffs, first round, wild card round. Sully, you went 4-2. I went 5-1. Sam went 6-0. Went down to the last game, and the fucking Tom Brady Buccaneers, who suck dick, cannot get it done against the
I
Cowboys.
told you guys. I told you they sucked, and you didn't buy in.
I did say that they were trash, but I also said I'm never going to bet against Tom Brady.
Yeah,
but he sucks.
You're also playing him against a really good team that you guys don't respect really at all.
Man,
and I told you guys
good?
Dak is really good, and Dak had a field day.
I don't know, man. I think Dak 3 INTs this week.
Yeah, no, they're playing San Fran, right?
I think he might get sauced.
They are going to get fucked.
They're also getting fucked over by the schedule. Let's just they got complete.
Who cares?
I mean, if I was guys, if you were a fan, let's say you're the Commanders and you were playing a Monday night.
We play through the slumps. I'll play on a 2-day week, or I'll play in 2 days.
Okay, well, that also implies that you want a playoff game, which doesn't happen. Sully, I think you could talk about this. If the Giants won on Monday and then they'd have to play on fucking Sunday, or on Saturday, that'd be ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah,
you also can make the point that they played on Monday as opposed to Sunday instead of playing on Saturday.
What?
They played on Sunday instead of playing on Saturday on a short week. You could make that point. They had 2 extra days of rest going into the playoffs, and only one other team had that, which is the Bucs. So it works both ways. Mm-hmm. They
does make
8
a
days
point.
of rest.
Didn't the Niners have a day off playing Saturday that week too?
The Niners. No.
They played
Who'd they play on?
They played the Cardinals that week, didn't they?
Yeah, they played on Sunday. And then they played on
Was it
Saturday.
Sunday?
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. And they fucking suck, and they're going to lose to Brock Purdy this weekend.
We'll get to Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Actually, he's the first game.
No, it is the first game. Yeah.
It's the first game.
So Seahawks Niners, I'll have you guys know I cashed my bet. I placed 49ers minus 13. And people had the audacity to, at halftime, say this is going to be a close game.
Was that live or alternate?
No, I did it before the game.
There's an alternate line.
We talk about at halftime, there's probably an alternate line.
No, the real line was minus 10, wasn't it?
No, was it 10? Okay, no, I took minus 10 then. I took minus 10.
Yeah.
I just took whatever the line was. Look, I mean, I know we say this on the pod, but at some point, I know we can say Brock Purdy's been thrown into the perfect situation, but he's probably playing as good as football as really anyone is right now. He's playing unbelievable. We'll see how it goes this weekend. Obviously, this playoff Dallas team is probably the toughest task he's going to have all year. But he's playing really well. So.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Brock Big Cock Purdy.
He's a beast.
I mean, the first half was not pretty. He was not looking very good in the first half. He was missing wide open guys. Have you guys seen that throw that's going around Twitter that he threw to Juwan Jennings?
The one that Warren Sharp posted.
Yeah, people are saying that's a great throw. I'm like, bro, that's a fucking hospital ball. He was going to kill his receiver with that. I mean,
this is also the same audience who stuck their dick into the video of Zach Wilson throwing that touchdown on the pro day, which it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
There's just no one on the field, and he's throwing a 60-yard pass.
Also, his one throw against, who's that against? It was week 14 or 15 where he threw it to Elijah Moore to get the field goal, and then they missed the field goal to win the game or tie the game. He scrambled for 20 seconds.
He was the social media quarterback before Justin Herbert ever was.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Wilson sucks. Brock Purdy's better, but this begs the question. I mean, I don't think there's really anything to say about Seattle. Seattle, they were way in over their head against San Fran. They were never going to win this game. They kept it close for the first half because Purdy just wasn't really feeling it, and he probably had the playoff jitters. But they were responding pretty well. I mean, the Geno throw to DK on that touchdown was
DK had an unbelievable game.
Yeah, DK was cooking against those cornerbacks. But in the second half, it just kind of fell apart because Brock Purdy stepped up and was making his throws, had almost 5 touchdowns. If Brandon Ayuk doesn't drop that really great pass by him. I mean, we can get into the Trey Lance talk. I don't know if we really need to until we see how much further this playoff run goes. But I think it's safe to say that Jimmy Garoppolo is gone from this team, especially now that Brock Purdy has shown that they can beat. I think Brock Purdy has played better than Jimmy ever played with San Fran already.
I agree.
Maybe the Super Bowl year, I would say Jimmy G played a little bit better, but it's, I mean, yeah.
The playoffs, no. This was a better playoff performance than Jimmy G's ever had with the Niners.
Jimmy G also never really had CMC, to be fair, but I still agree.
Yeah.
He had a better offensive line. Oh, actually, no Trent, but still, the rest of the line was better.
I'm a Brock guy.
He had Raheem Mostert, who's pretty good. Raheem Mostert won them the game against the Packers.
Oh, Jimmy G's top 10. We can all agree. Let's move on.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you get my point that man's gone, basically.
Yeah, he is.
But
I
Brock
did
Purdy
call him
step
returning
up.
to the Niners, though. Let's not forget.
That's true. You did.
And you said he would start games.
Yeah, well, not for
Not
the right
for the
reasons,
reasons, yeah. But you did say he'd start games. You were right.
I'm a genius. Confirmed.
Yeah,
Typical Sully.
I don't really have much to say about this game. The Niners were always going to win. Whatever. All right. Moving on, though, to the better game of that day. Chargers-Jags. This was pretty unbelievable. The Jags money line cashed me at the very end. The game was over. And it's funny because there's games like this. We saw it in the Atlanta New England game. Like when Jacksonville got the ball back with 3:34 minutes left, I think every single person knew the game was over. Like we all knew Jacksonville, just with how it was going, the way their offense was playing in the second half, they were going to go down and kick a field goal and score. I think we got to talk about. No, I was going to say we got to talk about Justin Herbert, but what are you doing there? Fucking doing 3-yard passes when you should just be running the ball. And okay, I feel like it's more of a question we should be asking about Austin Eckler, because the Chargers are obviously not, and that is obviously not his use, but we'll see how much, and we saw how much it affected him. He's obviously not a primary runner. He's obviously great out of the backfield, etc. And how many times did they run it in the second half? Like 6 times, 5 times.
They weren't even.
They ran for -4 yards.
Yeah,
in the second half.
Stupid. The Chargers, I think I saw the stat where they've never ran it for more than 16 times a game, and they ran it for like 12 times in the first half. And that's
Eckler's never had 20 rush attempts in his career.
I don't know.
Well, I don't think that's that. I don't think so.
What's the most rush attempts he's had in a season?
I can look that up.
I don't think that's a problem at all. You just
what
need
is your
another guy
over-under on
the
that?
roster.
What's the over-under on that? What's your bet of Eckler's
His career touches?
career rushing attempts? Not touches, because the receiving stats will boost that, but like rushing attempts. What do you think the most is he's had in a season?
The most he's ever had, 178.
162.
I'm going to go with 150. I don't think it's a lot. Let me look. Okay. 204 or 206, which was last year. He's never eclipsed over 1,000 yards rushing. He had 911. He had 915 rushing yards this year on 200 attempts, which is about 4 point something yards per carry. That's like 4.5, I think 4.5-ish. But his receiving, he had 107 receptions for 722 yards this year. So he had half the amount of catches as he had rushing attempts, and he had almost the same amount of yards. kind of nuts.
I mean, that's like Alvin Kamara, though. Alvin Kamara doesn't. The most he's ever had was 240. This year he had 220, and before that he didn't eclipse over 200. No one would ever say Alvin Kamara is not a good running back.
Well,
And
Kamara is
rely on Kamara.
He's a much better runner than Eckler is.
Yeah, he definitely is. And I actually, although he's never really doesn't get the rushing attempts, I would be fine with giving Kamara 25 rushing attempts in a game that I'm winning. And I think the Saints would too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Kamara is like a bowling ball. People just bounce off him.
Miniature bowling ball.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he'll beat them
meatball.
up. He'll beat them up too. He's not afraid to do that.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
No, not at all.
No.
But we've seen the issues with the Chargers offense over the years with Joe Lombardi at the helm, and I've kind of brought it up a couple times. And look at that, he kind of stinks, and they fired him for good reason. Now Staley could have done a lot more to help them win this game. I mean, I think this game is probably a blowout in the Jags' favor if Trevor Lawrence doesn't fucking throw a 4 for 4. 4 picks and barely over a quarter is kind of insane. But they still managed to bring it back. That last drive was remarkable play calling by Doug Peterson. The wishbone formation of 4th down.
Yeah, that was great.
That was hot. That was amazing. But gotta give the Jags their flowers, but you also gotta question everything with the Chargers and how they're built, because Keenan Allen had a bad year. Then you look back at Mike Williams. Does Mike Williams change this game at all if they don't play him in week 18?
Well, he definitely should have been out there for sure.
There's no reason to play all your starters that last game.
So it's really like, it's tough. I mean, Emmanuel Acho is definitely running victory laps right
Dude,
now.
Emmanuel Acho is just so fucking annoying. Which, I mean, obviously he's just trying to get clicks, but it's actually absurd. This is a dumb question, but what did you guys think about the commentary for this game? Because a lot of people fucking hated it, including Dave Portnoy.
I watched it at a bar. Couldn't really hear it that well, but
right, fair enough.
It was Collinsworth and
it was Michaels and Dungy.
I don't like Tony Dungy getting work, so I don't like that. Yeah. Tony Dungy's a piece of shit. Al Michaels is he is. Guys, look into him. He is a fucking piece of garbage. And his commentary sucks. Al Michaels is good, but they had no chemistry at all. So it's just like, get Tony Dungy out of work, please. I don't know why you guys are like laughing at me for saying that.
I just had no idea.
I didn't know he actually had a bad history. I thought you just didn't like him.
Yeah, same.
No, he's like John Gruden on steroids with what John Gruden got fired for in Vegas. Like, he said so many worse things. And he says it consistently throughout the years. And still does. He's a piece of shit and he still gets work. But
the NBC studio desk is a little weird with him and Jason Garrett. It's kind of an odd mix.
It's a weird pairing.
Jason Garrett talking about the Giants is the fucking funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
They literally are like, they go to him and it's like, Saquon and Daniel Jones, the best years of their career. They're making plays everywhere. And Jason Garrett's like, they are playing. So they're really good players. Like, all right, Jason Garrett, you literally had them on your team and they fucking sucked with you, dude. Like,
I guess
you just suck, dude.
I understand you're doing it for the person, but like, there's just so many people out there like Jason Garrett that you'll ask him a question and it's just the most basic answer ever. Be like, Jason, what can the Giants do to win this game? Well, they got to use Saquon Barkley. He's got to be effective. I'm like, everyone fucking knows this.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, everything's like scripted, I'm sure. So it's just like they want faces up there that people know. And Jason Garrett's been around for fucking forever. So
yeah. Have you guys
anyone can get a TV.
There's also that video
nowadays.
of Jason Garrett. I don't know why I saw on TikTok. And like, he's just staring, like they're talking on the desk, but he's staring just right into the camera, into like people's souls. He's just like, and it's just.
No, he's smiling too in that clip.
Word. All right. I can't remember, but yeah, it was funny. All right. Let's move on. Yeah. Good win, Jaguars. Bills, Dolphins. So obviously there's concerns after this game with the Bills. The Dolphins kept it close with Skylar Thompson. Ultimately, though, the Bills got it done. This was a lot better than what I was expecting from the Dolphins. I mean, if it was anywhere close to the performance they put up against the Jets, it was going to be much worse. But I think this also goes back to, and I fell into this trap. I placed Bills minus 13. But like, I don't think people should overreact about this game for the Bills. And when you go to the Bengals against the Ravens, it's just divisional matchups. Like, they're obviously always going to be relatively close and competitive.
Seahawks Niners.
Yeah, Seahawks Niners. I know the second half got out of hand, but like the first half still as well. I'm not worried about this Bills team, and I'm not worried about the Bengals. And obviously they're going to match up next week, and I think it's great. But I think the Bills are fine. They escaped with a win. That's all I can ask for. So
I do think the concerns about the Bills' defense is overblown. The Dolphins' offense raked up points because of the amazing field position that they got a lot of the times. Obviously, you have the sack fumble, lots of good special teams plays, the picks from Josh Allen. They benefited a lot from field position. So that made it a lot easier for them to score, obviously. So I'm more concerned with the Bills' offense than their defense. And with their offense, we've seen this past couple of weeks, Josh Allen just hasn't looked like the same quarterback as of late. And their passing attack just has been very inconsistent. Their run game has never been elite. And their offensive line, coming into the year, that was my biggest concern on offense. It was their offensive line. Offensive line is still not that good. It's an okay unit. It gets you by, but it's not an elite unit, which is what you want. And those are the issues they're going to have to overcome. But luckily for them, the Bengals offense did not look great either this past week. So they'll be in a very heated and even matchup that I'm excited to see unfold. But the Dolphins, after that game, like, their defense looked way better than they had all year. And I think Miami's gonna be really freaking good next year if they stay healthy the whole year and they don't have constant O-line injuries and not have a carousel of quarterbacks. I think they're gonna be a really good unit, and they can definitely be a top 5 seed in the AFC.
And that's their quarterback still Tua.
It's true.
Bro, they were humming with Tua at quarterback.
Hey,
it's
Sam,
all mirage.
If the Dolphins win a Super Bowl with Tua, I will Venmo you $500.
I'm not saying they were going to win a Super Bowl with Tua.
I didn't say you were. I'm just saying the
offer's
offer's out there.
Really freaking great team.
You can come back to this. I'll drive to your house and just in an envelope put a 500 stack in there, and I'll hand it to you.
If they won the East next year, I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked either. I wouldn't be shocked. They almost won it this year.
That's because Josh Allen sucks now. People are beginning to remember that Daniel Jones is a better quarterback. That's all I know, man. It's Brian Dable. Once he lost Dable, done.
I think this was so apparent too. I think also in the Bills, and I think obviously some of the blame does go on Josh Allen, but like they low-key need a wide receiver too outside of Diggs. Like, I think everyone is just expecting Gabe Davis to show up in the playoffs because he did last year. The man's been absolutely terrible, and you're relying on Isaiah McKenzie and Cole Beasley to make up the slack work.
Cole Beasley was making plays, though.
They got to play Khalil Shakir more. He's actually been pretty solid when he plays.
Yeah, and I think, like, especially in this draft, like, if the Bills went wide receiver first round and got themselves... I mean, there's plenty of wide receivers you could get at the back end of the first round.
Rashee Rice would be awesome.
Yeah,
on the Bills. He could be their...
I just don't think people enough talk about it because obviously you have the star in Diggs and he went off that game. But like, Cincy secondary is not going to be worried about Buffalo's receivers.
No, except Eli Apple might have to draw fucking Diggs. That'll be fun.
I don't know. Eli's had a fun year, which I know. Like, it was just the post that we made, which was funny in the one play. But
he hasn't been that bad. He's still not that good, but the Bengals defense is certainly a better unit than the Bills.
Everyone's getting heated in that comment section though when we posted that. They were like, dude, this makes no sense. This guy's been good all year. I'm like, well, he just got fucking
Well,
burned on that play.
we solely posted that because Jalen Ramsey, we posted at one time. It blew up. So
Yeah.
we
one
definitely
did
tried to
well too,
repeat
right?
success. The Ramsey
that
one
one
was
did
like
really
one
well.
of our most like posts.
That was the
right?
first. That was the first game of the year. That's
Was
kinda
that
why
this
that-
year?
I think so, right?
I mean, who remembers when the Rams were a favor against the Bills in the first game of the year?
Yeah, it was this year. Rams Bills. Yep.
That
Yeah.
was that game. You're right. Wow.
So
I was thinking it was the Super Bowl for some reason when we posted that.
No.
'Cause he was getting kind of cooked in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's kind of cooked altogether.
But overall, Dolphins, high future. I agree. They should be healthy next year. Then for the Bills, I just don't think they're going to win next week. But we'll get there. Giants, baby, let's go,
baby.
Big
Oh, yeah.
dub, and you guys
Massive.
have fucking trash at receivers. So
Isaiah Hodgins is kind of that guy.
Richie
dude,
James
Daniel
is that
Jones
guy.
is that
Oh,
guy.
fuck
What's
Richie
fucking
James.
deal in that game?
Dude, that
Um,
was Daniel Jones' best game of his career.
It was. I agree. The one throw we
Absolutely.
had on the
Surgical.
on the out route. Who was it? Where
Hodgins.
It was
Sideline.
Hodgins. It was Hodgins.
the unreal throw.
Yep.
I mean,
That looked like
Literally.
Aaron Rodgers, low key.
he did. I will say about the Vikings. I think it's you got to start worrying about them because they're
Can't worry about them. They're done.
They're kind of
well. I mean, for the future. For the future.
Yeah. They're old. They're an older roster.
they've been the same team for like quite some. They're just they're going to do good in the regular season. They're going to win 10 games. They're going to have a pretty good offense, and they're going to lose in the playoffs.
Their defense was horrible
Fucking
all
terrible.
year, and now
Their
finally-
defense sucks, and that's why it's like Daniel. A lot of people are obviously saying Daniel Jones is amazing. Then a lot of people say the Vikings defense sucks. Here's the thing about the game: the Vikings defense may be really bad, and Daniel Jones did play really good. But that game isn't really going to tell you too much about like how Daniel Jones is going to play against the Eagles, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
like he didn't really have any chance to. Besides that throw to Hodgins, and there was a couple other plays that were like very good plays, but most of it was kind of given to him a lot. And that has to do with the scheme. And I'm not saying that can't happen against the Eagles, but the Eagles have a much better defensive unit. So it's kind of like I'm still Daniel Jones' best game of his career was very, very good. He took what was given to him. He played very well, but I'm still a little bit the jury is still out against like a team like the Eagles. This will be the biggest game of his career by far. And if he has a good game against the Eagles, then I'm definitely sold. And even if he has a bad game, I'm not too worried. But people are expecting him to be like come out like red hot or something. And I think it's going to be a very different game.
Yeah, no, you almost can't against Philadelphia, especially in Philadelphia. You're not going to obviously be asking for him much to start. So.
Is he a free agent?
Daniel
Yeah.
Jones? Yeah, we declined his 5th-year option.
Yikes. I mean, you're going to resign him. I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah.
Don't you? Oh, never mind.
I mean, we all were saying this about the Vikings all year, at least like the past few weeks, and they completely showed why. Like,
Yeah,
the
and, like,
Giants
I know-
were the perfect team to take advantage of them.
Look, man, I know Kirk had a great game, and it's obviously not his fault they lost, but like the last throw and you can't even get to the fucking sticks, that's just
Yeah.
it's playoff Kirk in a nutshell, man. Can never get it done in the big time moments.
Got too close to 7 p.m.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what happened.
Yeah.
And then he started to feel the lights.
I mean,
I
Dexter
watched-
Lawrence is just unfucking believable.
He's
Yeah.
great.
God, he was unreal.
He's
this
literally
season.
he's 5 inches from Kirk within like half a second of the ball being snapped half the
Oh,
time.
and dude, the
Just
fucking
bull rush right up the middle.
the roughing the passer was just maybe
my
the worst
God.
call I've ever seen in my entire
That
life.
was so bad.
Yeah, it was awful.
They laid him in. He laid him in his lap, and
Right.
they called
So
a roughing
bad.
on it.
That's not, I mean, like we talk about it all fucking year. How many times can we talk about how bad these calls are? It's like,
Right.
I don't know. Eventually, it's just kind of be like,
Whatever.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
That's just we're gonna get used to it, I guess, and
Yeah.
we're just gonna be like people who just eventually won't even complain, even though it's bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do want to say, T.J. Hawkinson. We were
Oh, he
like, when that
cooked
trade
the
happened,
Giants.
when we
He
said that
cooked
trade
the
happened,
Giants.
we're like, man,
In the first game,
that's
too.
a lot.
I mean-
but he's been awesome for them since they got him.
You're telling me his over-runner is 47.5.
That was free
Stupid.
money.
It was
Did
stupid.
he have more receiving yards than Jefferson? I think he
Oh,
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
I remember
Jefferson
Theo-
didn't have a good
He had
game.
like 6
Yeah.
for 65 or something.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
Theo
good?
Ash tweeted a bet slip, and it was Justin Jefferson most yards in the Giants Vikings game, like minus 110, and he was like, "This is the biggest lock I've ever bet on," or something. I mean, I would tend to agree, but Hawkinson cooked the Giants in the first matchup too.
Right.
I think it's just like you obviously have so much attention on Jefferson that Hawkinson's kind of underneath. He's always open.
Yeah.
I just
And-
need to see the Giants with actual players that are like
Yeah,
if you
it's
get a
fucking-
receiving core that is like NFL
Trade
caliber,
back
your
Kadarius
offense is gonna be
Toney.
top 5.
Oh my God, Kadarius Toney, bro. If we had him.
Yeah, unreal.
It'd be
Dude,
nice.
the play calling is like ridiculous too, like insane, night and day. Like Giants always have the worst fucking play calling, and that was just masterful.
Can't get much
besides-
worse than Scott Turner, but
There was one drive where we ran like 4 QB runs in a row.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
by the last one, he clearly like couldn't even move anymore, and it went for like minus 8 yards. I was like, why did we just run that? It was so
Yeah.
obvious that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, dude, I was
But,
getting heated because I placed the Saquon over 99.5
Yeah,
yards in
just
the game.
barely hit, honestly.
Yeah, dude, it looked good in the first, but yeah, dude, that one drive, it was like 5 consecutive plays of just Daniel. What was I saying? I was saying Daniel Jones was running it a lot.
Saquon, Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
was running it a lot.
Dude, we didn't even give Saquon that many carries, and I think that played into like why our passing was so effective. I feel like they thought Saquon was going to get fed, and they did, and he didn't. And yeah,
When he got
And-
fed, he was baking.
Oh, he was
most
very
of it,
efficient.
though.
He was-
yeah.
here's the thing about Saquon: when he's rested, and like he is. I don't even know how to describe it. Like he's fired up. You can tell he's motivated, like on social media or like the way he's talking in press conferences. Like he had obviously the week going into the playoffs, like he obviously had rested against the Eagles. It's a big game for him. He's motivated. You could tell he's like about to like take someone's head off. And in the game, the first couple runs, he's lowering his shoulder. He's literally like decleating defenders. You're like, all right, Saquon is gonna have a fucking game. He starts going ballistic, and that's what it is. Is my mic still working correctly?
So it is. So you're
Okay,
telling
I can't
us
hear you right
if
now.
you win,
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I just went to my AirPods. All right, I think I'm back. Talk.
so you're
Are you
telling
back?
me,
Yep.
so you're telling me if you win the NFC Championship and you get that 2 weeks rest, he's gonna have the best Super
He'll
Bowl
have
performance of all time?
500 rushing yards. I guarantee it.
All right, all right.
I'm telling you, early on in the season, was Saquon the best running back in the NFL? Yeah. Towards the middle and the end of the season, was he the best? No, he fell off pretty hard, honestly. Saquon, when he gets rest, and you can even see it in the game, it happens in the game as well. He will have a big run, not even a big run. You'll run him 2 or 3 times in a row. He'll have a 10-yard run. He comes off the field. He gets winded very quickly. That's just the player that he is, unfortunately. Some guys can stay on the field for 100% of the snaps. CMC, if it wasn't the Niners and they didn't run this multi-back system, the guy never came off the field back in his prime with the Panthers.
Oh no, yeah.
So some players are like that. Some are like Saquon. Saquon only plays 75-80% of the snaps, but when he gets the ball and he's fired up, he fucking runs people over, and I love it. It's unbelievable.
Just have him go out for 4-mile runs. Get that capacity going where he can stay out on the field.
I admit, sometimes people just aren't built like that.
Well, I think he is.
Carrying around all those quads, it's a lot of work. You got to
It
get
is.
some rest.
It's tough. Yeah.
Anyone see that? Everyone, Giants wide receivers are fucking trash, and everyone talks about Darius Slayton like he's actually good. He fucking dropped the easiest pass of his life that would, iced the game.
Yeah.
He's not that good. He's fast. That's about it.
So who do you think is your best receiver?
Isaiah Hodgins is the best by far.
All right.
That man is a beast. I'm actually obviously he's not a great wide receiver too, but if we were going into next year and Isaiah Hodgins is our wide receiver too, if we have someone for instance, well, if we draft someone, it's totally different. But if we were to get just hypothetically DeAndre Hopkins, or if you
Brandon
have
Cooks.
a top 10 guy, yeah, Brandon Cooks I'd be okay with that as well, especially compared to what we have now. But if Isaiah Hodgins is wide receiver too, I really don't even think that's that big of a deal. Because people talk about the Giants not having a wide receiver team, which is true. We have no one. But at the same time, like, we don't need the Bengals wide receivers. Like, we wouldn't utilize them the way the Bengals would. Yeah, we need better than what we have right now, but we don't need to go crazy. So I'm not like looking for something insane. If Isaiah Hodgins is wide receiver 2, I'm okay with that. He's been great.
All right, sweet. Any other thoughts on that game?
I just want to say, Sully, before the year, you were referring to Daniel Jones as he who should not be named. What happened?
No, my dad always brings it up. He like send me tweets about like stats, like advanced stats from Daniel Jones like this year. I mean, like, let's be real. Daniel Jones threw for 15 touchdowns this year. That is fucking horrible in today's NFL. But I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. Honestly,
It's been all right.
I've come around to him at this point. In the Vikings game, I was very confident every single time he dropped back. And I don't think I've been confident like that in a Giants quarterback for like even the last like 4 years of Eli's career. I was not confident at all. Even Eli's fucking prime, I was like, something's about to go wrong when he drops back. Like he always made something happen and he was clutch and he did all this crazy shit. But I was never like super confident, Eli. It was never like, you know, a Tom Brady offense, an Aaron Rodgers offense, like drop back, I'm getting 15 yards this play, like I'm confident. When Daniel Jones was dropping back against the Vikings, I was like, this is going for a first down, like almost every single time. They were playing that well. So
I would love to have that confidence, man, in someone. Maybe
exactly.
somehow.
Exactly. So I've come around to Daniel Jones, but
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, I'm good.
Anthony Richardson.
First player to ever throw for 300 yards and rush for 70 yards in a playoff game. That's crazy.
That's
Bro, every single fucking
That's crazy.
time a unique stat comes up, it's always like glorified.
That is like, I feel like that's not that niche though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think it is, but I see your
it's
point.
not that crazy.
I see it all
agree.
the time.
I definitely
in the
agree.
NBA.
It's like every other night there's an NBA.
No, the
stat
NBA
like
is
that.
ridiculous.
Because it's like 28, 9, and 3 and 2. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like the first person to have this specific stat.
Well, that's like the Lance Stevenson graphic. Or Evan Turner, I think it is. That one's like famous.
Or the Thaddeus Young one. Where
I think that's what it is. Yes. Thaddeus Young.
13.5 points, 4 point something rebounds.
It's like LeBron, Giannis, like Steph Curry, and like literally Jordan. The best players of the game. And then it's fucking Thaddeus Young. And it's like, Thaddeus Young's underrated, man. Like,
like Brock Purdy
Thaddeus
got
Young,
that stat. Like he had the 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. No picks, and they were like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and I forgot who the other one was. But they're like, this is the first time a quarterback has done this. And it's just like, yeah, but like 200 of his passing yards were yak. And you know what? A lot of quarterbacks benefit from yak, so I'm not going to go that crazy. But I think that one actually holds a little bit of water because he's a fucking rookie and it's his first game ever in the playoffs, which is kind of remarkable.
It's just one piece of the puzzle when trying to figure out if a player is good or not. Like you have this crazy stat, like it's not all of it. You shouldn't weigh it too much, but it is it's still crazy.
Like think about fucking Colin Kaepernick against us in 2011.
Yeah.
Or 2012. Like Jesus fucking Christ. That man had the best dual threat performance ever by a quarterback.
Well, yeah, I think what I saw on Twitter, everyone was saying that like this is the best quarterback performance from a Niners since that Kaepernick year, which is kind of crazy to think. Like, I don't know. I feel like the Niners
the playoffs. Are they saying in the playoffs or just in general?
I don't know. I feel like in general is what they were referring to. Because who they have after Kaepernick?
No, it was Kaepernick, and then it was CJ Beathard.
Right.
And then it was
that's probably the best they've had. And maybe Jimmy G.
I mean, that was the best game by a Niners quarterback probably since Kaepernick.
But I don't know. Like, I feel obviously it's not true, but I feel like the Niners have just had like great quarterbacks since Kaepernick. But that's not true.
They haven't. They haven't had that good of quarterbacks. Now, I'm still curious to know, like, where would they be right now if the whole shit with Kaepernick didn't happen, or if the stuff with Kaepernick happened in like 2020?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I don't know why. I was like the biggest Alex Smith fan in 2011. Again, couldn't tell you why. I was like 8 years old. So when he got benched,
It's kind of a beast.
Oh, I know why. It's coming back to me. He was on my fantasy team, right? And he got injured. And I was like, oh, he'll be back. That man was never back. And I was like, fuck you, Colin Kaepernick.
I was a big Kaepernick guy. I thought he was really good. He was pretty good.
No, he was really good. Like
He
that
was
one run
very
where he had
good.
it, and he did like not the dab, but what was his thing?
Yeah, he would like kiss his bicep.
Yeah,
or
like that,
something.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
crazy
He's a
times,
bitch.
man. Okay.
Oh,
Let's move on to Bengals Ravens. Already talked about this a little bit just because we talked about how tough it is for divisional matchups. We saw that with Miami, Buffalo. We saw that with Seattle, San Fran, and this was the same case here. Obviously, you heard what we've heard what J.K. Dobbins has said about his frustration with the amount of carries he's gotten.
Dude, you like, and the Lamar shit, you never hear that.
Right.
Lamar didn't even travel.
They
That's
straight up can't say after the
insane.
game, like, we would have won if Lamar played. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're not wrong though, which
I know, but like,
think is
dude,
true.
teammate's probably gonna go home and kill himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the goal line fumble literally was the game. In all honesty,
That play was actually absurd. That was crazy.
Okay,
it
well,
was like an inch from the goal line, and then it got fumbled.
it was also
and-
the fucking worst last drive I've ever. The fucking play, the clock management was so bad.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
terrible.
That was horrible.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I can't remember.
Well, then you have the Sammy Watkins quotes from earlier in the week where he's like, I want Lamar to fucking play. And he's like, what's taking so long? And things like that. Then you have all the Dobbins quotes.
Yeah.
And Dobbins has actually been pretty good when he plays. Like,
oh, yeah. I bet his first half rushing yards, and that shit smacked.
he's good.
Yeah.
Like when he plays, he's good. But the Ravens, they're not playing him. I get it because he had the ACL and then the other injury he had. I get you're trying to load manage him, but you're also in the fucking playoffs, and he's better than Tyler Huntley is at running the ball.
But, dude, like,
You're fucking Lamar, I get it, but you
I
don't
don't
have
think,
Lamar.
I don't think Huntley played that bad. Like, obviously, Lamar is a much better upgrade, but Huntley's been absolute dog shit in the regular season. He wasn't, like, terrible in this
Well, I
matchup.
think that's part of the reason why they're saying if we had Lamar, we would have won.
I
It's
agree.
the fact
No,
that
I
they were
agree with-
so close and they didn't
Yeah.
have Lamar.
Yeah,
It was
I
like,
agree with that, but it's like I wasn't expecting much from him. I mean, they were
no, it was a much closer game.
He
than
also
I
was
figured.
injured coming into this game. He wasn't a guarantee to play, and he played. And like that's also kind of
bro sacrifices his life to play, and his teammates still shit on him. You hate
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He's fucking
And
gone.
like
There's
back to
no
your
shot
point,
he's going
Sully,
back.
it's like I know you said this in the chat. Like everyone, like it's just Lamar's obviously doing the shit on social media, like on purpose, and everyone's like, "Oh, like what does this mean for Lamar Jackson?" It's obvious. It's his way of trying to get more money as a contract and proving that it's like I don't know why people are overthinking this.
I think there's a very strong possibility that he like basically intentionally sat out of this game. Yeah.
I
He
think
didn't travel with the team.
Yeah, but also
There's obviously
his
some
injury
disconnect
is-
going on.
His
I-
injury is definitely way worse than what we think.
I mean, that's
we don't know.
Sully, I
We don't-
beat
we
you in
don't-
fantasy if I have Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna be like J.K. Dobbins.
by the way,
right
the
now.
fantasy payments, Zach only sent me 150. How much was it supposed to be?
200.
Yeah. I think Ben and Jackson never paid.
Oh fuck that. Nah.
Well, go get your
Yeah,
$50.
No, go get it.
Go get your fucking.
How much was the payment?
$50.
25?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
That's
And
300.
there's 12 people. Yeah,
Wait, and you got 150? How much you get, Sam?
I got 100.
Oh, fuck that. Nah,
Just
you should
Kurt.
get 50 more.
Okay. Oh,
Just
he
Kurt,
did
you-
send you. He did send
I
you.
got 100.
Okay, I thought I was supposed to send you, so I was like, this is not adding up.
Wait,
So
what?
did you get only
Yeah,
150?
I got 150. I'm fuck it. I'm okay with that. It's fine.
Wait, why did
Are
you
you
not?
sure?
You're supposed to
Yeah,
get
it's fine.
200.
I
You're
know,
supposed
but
to get 200.
it's all right. That's part of being a business owner. You
Well, then I
fucking-
want the 50 for third place.
Well,
pot-
if
Kurt,
you
did you
want to
win?
go, if you want to go try to acquire it, you can. You can if you want.
I'm
Well,
furious,
Sully-
man.
You got to text them though.
Sully, I
I
feel
will.
cheap that
I'll
you
call
only
their
won
asses and be like,
$50 more
pay
than
me.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It
It's
does
alright.
matter.
It
all
does,
right.
dude.
When we discussed the payments, I'm like, bro, I want 100, 200.
Look, man,
because I think
just-
I'm gonna get smoked.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I know
I
it's
was
all right,
honest with you.
but like this is why in any sort of fantasy league you just have to pay before the
Oh,
league
100%.
starts.
100%.
Exactly.
And
Like-
what you just add, you do like minus 50 points on the team that didn't pay until they pay. They start off with minus 50 every week.
It's good.
Who do you
That's
think
good.
didn't pay?
He said
Jackson.
Ben and Jackson.
Okay. Well,
It's whatever, man.
I can't wait to
Here's
hear
the way-
Jackson's verse on Saba's album.
Here's the
It's
way
gonna
I
be
look
great.
at it. If they get to keep their $25 entry and they do consistent work at ASC, I'd love to have them.
You are a beautiful CEO. What would we do without you, man? I
So
got
is that
Yo.
money going to Lamar's contract?
Speaking of being a CEO, can I fucking tell? I already said this in the group chat a little bit, but I want to do this on the pod. I know no one's really gonna like comment about this story, but like if someone heard it, it's very very funny.
Hey, the one dude that comments on all of our
Yeah,
videos.
he might. He
will.
might. Was
We're-
it
we're-
John?
John, we're requesting you
Yeah.
to comment on
John,
this
if you
section.
if you listen to this story and you think it's funny, comment something about it. Comment your thoughts. Anyway, I think it's really funny. I actually thought about doing something with the ASC story with this, but I was like, I don't know, I was a little hesitant. It is kind of weird. But like obviously I wasn't serious. Let me preface with this. I was not serious in this situation. I said this in chat already a little bit. We talked about it, but I'll say it here. I'll explain more in depth. There's a TikToker, right? You know, a TikTok, girls everywhere. It's what it is. I'm a guy. I like girls. So her name's Gabrielle Annalisa. I'm sure you guys have seen her. She has like over
Yes.
1 million followers. She's
I
like,
don't know
maybe
who
like
that
4
is.
million.
I'll look
Yep.
her up.
You can look her up. She's
This-
like she like breaks 5 foot if she's lucky on a good day. So anyway, she has a sweatshirt company. It's called Comfort. It's a brand and whatever, it's hers. She launched it. She's the CEO, I believe. I don't know exact role, but she like it's hers.
it's her
for
brand.
sure.
It's her
Yeah,
brand.
it's definitely her brand. So she posted an Instagram picture and the caption, I follow her on Instagram, and the caption was top comment gets a free comfort hoodie, right? That's the
Top
caption.
comment.
That's the caption. On the top comment, I'm gonna say my comment. Once again, I was not serious, but it is funny. It's actually really funny if you know everything about it, whatever. So on TikTok, a big thing about people is, you know, like a foot fetish is like a big joke. Like people make fun of it. You're like feet, toes, whatever, all this dumb shit. She always like blurs her feet out because, you know, she's like fucking tries to make money any way she can. Like props to her, whatever. So she's like, you're not getting this for free. It's kind of a joke, but it's honestly probably serious. She probably sells her feet somewhere, to be honest. But anyway, she always covers her toes in all of her like her shit, blah, blah, blah. I know it's like a meme that's kind of, you know, her brand, whatever. So in the Instagram picture that she uploaded, her feet were out, right? So I commented, I saw it. I don't not have her notifications on, but I refresh Instagram. This shit was posted 30 seconds ago. I read the caption. I'm like, fuck it. I'll do a funny comment, whatever. So I said for free with 3 question marks, and I ain't talking about the sweatshirt. So I'm talking about like her toes, obviously.
Yeah.
Her feet were out. She's giving it away for free, blah, blah, blah. I have the most liked comment. She never obviously DMs me. I DM'd her. I said, I was the top comment on your post. Do I get a sweatshirt? Blah, blah, blah. All this shit. Never get it. It's like 3 or 4 days later at this point. So obviously there's no more comments coming in. Her brand Comfort is posting on Instagram. All my friends, as a joke, they were like, let's go fucking comment, like all this shit, like pretty respectful. But they were like, at first it started respectful. They're like, send at Matt Sully his sweatshirt. He won the contest, blah, blah, blah. They didn't answer. They didn't say anything. Then the next day they post again. They get a little more aggressive. They start saying, you're a scammer. You do all this shit, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you send this. Multiple accounts, multiple burners my friends are using, blah, blah, blah. I commented one as well. The page blocked everyone, blocked all of us. Like business accounts, all burners, anything associated with free sweatshirt, giveaway, blah, blah, blah. One kid, we even got in a fight with one kid who was commenting. He's like, are you too poor to get a $50 hoodie? It's just $50. And he said, someone who the brand is all about mental health. I don't know how, but I guess that's their message, whatever. So he's like, for a brand that's all about mental health, you're really bullying someone and doing this. And I said, listen, she said I get a free sweatshirt. My comment was way funnier. I said, I have more money than you'll acquire in 3 of your lifetimes. But what I meant to say was she put it in her caption that I get a free hoodie and I won, so I should get a free hoodie.
You should.
She ended up blocking 10 people in total on this business account and had to deal with multiple comments. My friends still comment on her main page, Instagram, all week. So back to my original point about being a CEO. I'm putting her on blast. Gabrielle Annalisa is a very, very bad CEO.
Oh.
You should make that, Sully. We should turn this into a TikTok.
No,
I feel like it gets traction.
Because this is something that like Dave Portnoy would do, right? Don't you feel like he would try to attack them?
But Dave Portnoy would be like, "Fuck you!
Yeah,
you didn't give me my switch."
Yeah. So I was thinking about like going on the AC story and like I do it in phases. I'm like, phase 1, everyone comment like this, shit, like as a joke, like something nice, be like, oh, hey, my friend won a free sweatshirt, like blah, blah, blah. And then like, if she doesn't answer, she blocks people. Like we just get more and more aggressive. Well, but honestly, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. But that's the story. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But she's a bad business owner. She blocked 10 people instead of just sending one free sweatshirt where I would like show my friends and be like, I got the sweatshirt. They'd be like, oh, what is that? I'll buy it too. Blah, blah, blah. So
yeah.
I mean, she probably doesn't run that account.
No, see, that's what I told them. Obviously, they don't understand too much about social media. They're in like finance and everything.
They definitely,
but she definitely saw it because she was tagged in the pictures and she posted it on her story. I'm sure she has read the comments. Like, it was like 3 posts, so she must have saw them at one point. But so it's kind of funny. She's just not a great CEO. I had to put her on blast like that. I'm sorry, but so we're no longer fans. We have, shifted our affiliate to Livy Dunn.
Nice.
How are you not affiliated with her?
Livy Dunn is getting put on blast. I know Kurt knows. He's a big BFFs guy.
Wait, what?
Do I know? I don't know.
What happened to her?
You haven't seen?
No.
It's honestly not that big, but
the shit with Josh.
Yeah, we're turning into a fucking drama TikTok podcast.
Wait, what?
I'll tell you very quickly. So there's this influencer that lives in LA. His name is Markel. He went to this place called Saddle Ranch. I don't even know what that is. Maybe it's a bar or club or something.
Sounds like the shit from Nope.
Wait, are you talking about the guy that's friends with like Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So DeMeo. So he went. So they go to this place. He's with his roommate or something. He sees her out. She like tries to say hi, or he tries to say hi. She kind of like brushed him off and was only paying attention to his roommate. He's gay. His roommate, I guess, is straight. And he made it kind of known that she had known that. I guess she didn't pay attention to him. She paid attention to his roommate. And like didn't really give him the time of day. And he said on the BFF spot, he's like, oh, people in LA are really good. They get a bad rap. Like I've only had one bad encounter. And they were like, oh, you got to say. And he's like, Livy Dunn. And everyone started freaking out. They're like, oh my God. Yeah. So then like Josh Richards is like good friends with Livy Dunn. So he kind of like didn't really open his mouth. He wasn't defending her. So then apparently like she FaceTimed him after, but she said that he FaceTimed her and all this shit. And she basically was like peppering Josh Richards. She's like, you're not a good friend. Like, you're not my friend anymore. And honestly, Josh Richards is kind of the man. He was just like,
oh, dude, Josh Richards is the man.
I did nothing wrong. Like, I'm done, I guess. See you later. Like, basically, he's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
He's the man. He doesn't give a shit.
That's really childish.
The BFFs podcast is actually so goated. Like Dave and Josh are just such a fun duo.
It's absurd dynamic going on over there.
It is.
That's our analysis of the Ravens Bengals game, by the way.
Yes.
Basically, Livy Dunn is the answer to that game.
And Gabrielle Annalisa, you're
bad CEO. Let's preface that.
Sully, I'm serious. We gotta turn that into a TikTok. I feel like it catch waves.
I got it. All right. Bucks, Cowboys.
Football? Nah.
Yeah, no, let's talk about TikTok. So basically, it was bad. It was a bad game from the Bucks. Is Tom Brady done? Yes or no?
with
think
the
he's gonna-
Bucks or just football?
Both.
I think he's done with the Bucks. I don't think he's done with football.
Dude, man, what does he got left to do? He's got a fucking 10-year, however much $1 million contract lined up to be the head commentator at Fox. What do you got to do left to do, Tom?
That would be so weird to
He
see.
would not go out like this. There's
Dude, I
no
don't-
way.
How he is it gonna? I don't think he gets better than this. He's not getting better.
I know.
There's no
I'm
way.
not saying he's getting better, but I think he doesn't want to go out like the way he just had that season.
Okay, the
that
only
season was a
spot-
nightmare.
The only spot that makes sense is Vegas.
And I think he'd
Why
be
does that
fine
make
with playing
sense,
it,
though?
because
Why
Josh
does that make sense?
McDaniels is the coach there. They have a good amount of weapons, and
They fucking suck.
the general manager and owner will bend over backwards for Tom Brady.
He's gonna break their backs.
He will.
I think he should hang it up.
Put that shit on OnlyFans.
He should hang it up.
I want to
but
go
he
up to
won't.
Tom and be like, bro, man, you gotta rest.
Yeah, I'll call him.
Yeah, you should.
But we also have to consider this man fucking divorced his wife so he could play football again.
Yeah, it's
And
tough.
If you think he's only going to come back for 1 year, and the year was the absolute worst.
I feel like
At
that
least-
can't be the only reason he divorced his wife. I feel
No,
like they
it,
were.
it definitely isn't, but
I feel like they weren't doing too well together.
they probably weren't. But obviously, he wanted to play football again, and she didn't want him to. And he said, "Nah, fuck you, bitch. I'm playing football again."
Yeah, which is also so stupid because if you were Tom Brady's, I already said this before, but Tom Brady's son, Tom Brady's son's not like, oh my God, like I want to spend more time with my dad. He's like, oh my God, my dad's the fucking greatest football player of all time. I want to go watch him play football.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Giselle's having them go to Disney World now. There was like a
Yeah.
post on her story over the weekend, but they were at like Disney World while Tom
Wait,
Brady
wait.
was shitting the bed.
Really?
Oh,
Did he
I
go to
thought
the
you meant-
game?
I thought you meant just wait. His son didn't go to the game.
Oh no, I
His
don't know if
kids.
it was that game, but
Hmm.
I hope
You guys
they
know
didn't
the
go to that game.
you guys know the Instagram influencer Hannah Stocking?
Yeah.
Saw her at Disney World. Crazy.
Oh really?
Crazy.
What was crazy about it?
That was like the first celebrity I saw at Disney. It's kind of crazy.
Is that the only
I-
celebrity you've ever seen in public, just out of nowhere? Just
Is she a
randomly.
celebrity?
No. I've
I don't
seen
even
like
call her a
plenty-
celebrity. There's so many
Celebrity?
fucking. I said she's not a celebrity.
Do you guys have
Right.
any celebrity encounters that were random? Because I do.
Yeah, I ran into Jay-Z at a bar. We hung out.
You know it.
I don't think I do. My friend does. He lives in the city. He sees people every day.
I ran into Mason Crosby at the mall one time.
Oh, you're
that
probably
was,
nothing.
Oh, I know.
that was very weird.
my 8th grade middle school trip to DC. I ran into Josh Norman at the mall.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, Mason Crosby was in Brookfield. I don't know why he was in Brookfield, but he was at the mall. And he lives in Green Bay, which is over 2 hours away from Brookfield, by the way.
Maybe he just wants to do stuff in Wisconsin.
Dude, this was the off season, but like I read into him. I was like 12. I was with my mom, and I will never forget this. It's probably the cringiest story I've ever had in my life. I asked him to take a photo and to get his autograph, and the only thing I had to get
Was
an
your phone
autograph,
case.
no,
Oh.
I had a receipt from a GameStop.
It could be worse. It could be
No,
worse.
and
I'll-
then while he was signing it, this is a receipt from GameStop, by the way. And while he was signing it, I was trying to make conversation because I was literally like shitting my pants. This is the only fucking person I ever met that's like a celebrity, like
Yeah.
naturally. And I asked him, "You gonna make some good kicks this year?"
That's
What'd he say?
dude. You're giving yourself
I
a
think
hard
that's
rap.
fine.
You're fucking
I think
12.
that's fine. Actually, I think that's pretty good.
cringy. It was cringy as
I'll
fuck.
give you two. I'll give you two. Okay. I want.
And then he goes, yeah, huh. And then we take the photo, and I look like I'm shitting myself in the photo.
You probably
And
were. You were 12.
I was in pain in that photo. And that
All
was
right.
it.
I got two stories. One, this guy was in his rookie year, so he wasn't like super known. I mean, he was known because he was a high draft pick, but wasn't super known on like for a casual fan standpoint. Guess who Carl sat next to on a plane?
What sport?
NBA.
Recently or?
This happened 2008, 2009.
Who was it?
Steph Curry.
What?
Yeah, and he got his autograph and we lost it.
Oh no.
And then also another embarrassing story, because you're doing an embarrassing story. One time we were at the Commanders Hotel, because we usually stalk them like the night before a game and try and get some pictures. And he thought it was Adrian Peterson, and it was not Adrian Peterson.
Oh no.
So he was like, Adrian. The guy was like, bro, that ain't me.
I thought you were gonna talk about your Kevin O'Connell story again.
That's true.
But that's actually a hype story.
Carl went to KOC, was like, I want you to be our head coach. KOC said, we're not there yet. Later, he's there.
And he botched it this year, though. Like, for real.
He did botch it.
My dad my dad used to travel a lot for his job. So he always was flying. And he apparently has met like a good amount of celebrities. I've forgotten all of the names of them, though. I know he's met like a couple NBA players. I can't think of any of them, though. I feel like a sham right now, not explaining it.
Shams?
Shams, right?
It's Shams, yeah.
Okay, Adams liked my friend's tweet yesterday.
Kay Adams is
dying.
That's pretty big.
Dude, I can't believe she left Good Morning Football.
I know.
She botched it. Her new Yeah, dude. Tell me what she's doing now.
She's fucking doing
Up and Adams. Is that what it is?
She's doing. Hey,
doesn't she do stuff for
Adams.
Doesn't she do stuff for
fuck
like?
Is Up and Adams? I'm like, what?
It's the show she does with Shams, I guess.
Shams? She does a show with Shams?
No, it's the one
doesn't?
it was the one she was fucking simping on him over, and then
dude, yeah, facts. I saw that shit.
Yeah,
dude,
that
was risen up Shams. It was absurd.
I can't believe Shams didn't like instantly hop in the DMs after that.
He probably did.
Probably did.
No, they had him come on after that. They had him come on.
He's slow playing her.
Well, they built up the sexual tension, so
yeah, he's slow playing her. He was jumping in something for sure after that show.
He knows he's in a position of power in this.
Yeah, he's slow rolling her
in this situationship right now. But nah, man. She does like that fucking that show.
And Up and Adams with Shams, apparently. I mean,
Shams is not on the show.
She should do her own thing. She's fucking.
She does do her own thing.
I know, so I'm saying that's a good.
But it shouldn't like. She shouldn't do it.
You gotta take risks. You gotta fucking be.
No.
Brand.
She shouldn't do it through FanDuel. Just do what Pat does and do it through YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I don't fucking know what she does it through.
Does anyone watch FanDuel TV? Do you watch FanDuel TV?
I love it. I watch Alibaba
TV. No, you don't.
TV.
You're lying to yourself. They have
Pat McAfee has the FanDuel sponsorship. I think he's
but it's not FanDuel TV. Everything is his own. Networks are probably offering that man $7,000 billion jillion, and he's saying "fuck you" to them.
God,
that's what it should be. He's doing his own way. You can't have someone tell you what to do in life. You do whatever the fuck you want.
That's what Kay Adams is doing, bro.
No, she's not FanDuel TV.
Well, she got away from Good Morning America. Good Morning, whatever fuck. Good Morning America, bro.
Good Morning Football. She probably got a bag from FanDuel.
Good Morning Football. She probably said, fuck this. I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. to talk about football.
Her show is called Up and Adams. That show is definitely early in the morning.
Nah, it's like at least 7:30.
All right, I'm looking this up. I'm looking up one of her shows.
Wait, what time does Good Morning Football start? Because that shit's ridiculous.
7 a.m.
That is so absurd.
Up and Adams.
Dude, people got to get to their 8 a.m.
Oh, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So she did get.
That's
she did
fucking
get a better
nice
time.
right there. That's where I would choose.
Wait, is she on the West Coast or the East Coast?
East Coast.
That's
Wait,
good. That's
is her
good.
show? Is her show on the? Is she? I think she does it from New York. She probably does.
I mean, you should. New York is miles better than LA.
I mean, maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? LA's must.
No,
You're 3 hours behind.
live from LA. So 3 hours behind. So it's 8 a.m.
Yikes! She botched it.
Yeah, she did botch it.
Botch.
So wait,
Yeah.
she. So you're telling me she's sleeping in only one more hour? She works for a shitty company, and no one watches her shit.
I'm sure
That
it's pretty
sounds
popular.
like I
She
know.
probably is making a bag though. Let's. Be
All right. We're doing research here. It's called Up and Adams. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's probably not as popular as Good Morning Football, but Good Morning Football had 5 people on it. She's doing it by herself.
She's having a lot of
That's
different.
Look,
show,
man,
man.
I think Kay Adams is great. She's probably doing a hell of a good job.
I love her, so don't fucking
Yeah.
think about disrespecting
Dude,
her.
I'm not disrespecting her. That's why I'm saying she should go down her own routes.
She will. She's just fucking building her resume. Okay?
You know what she should do?
She's on LinkedIn. I just connected with her.
Her, Dave
Oh.
Portnoy, and Pat McAfee should do their own show on YouTube.
That's
Dave
like a
Portnoy
fucking.
with Kay Adams sounds like the worst idea on the planet. I could see her doing stuff with Pat, but I cannot see her doing shit with Dave Portnoy.
I think they should.
Josh Richards and Kay Adams.
Oh, that's a good dynamic right there. I'm rocking with that one.
I know he'd be down.
Sully, if we got you on her show, would you shoot your shot like Shams, or would you?
I'm
play the long
fucking
game?
pulling up from deep.
How old is she? How old is she?
Too young. Too
Sully's
old.
saying
Both. Everything.
Sully's going on the
Perfect
show. And
age.
it's like for free?
36? No shot.
She looks good for 36. She looks real good.
Great for 36.
She knows what she's doing.
I'm putting her in the thumbnail. Fuck you guys.
Good.
Good, man.
I'm doing it.
For the thumbnail, can you put
I'm
Kay
putting Daniel
Adams
Jones,
and
Kay Adams.
Gabriella?
Kay Adams and Gabriella Lisa boxing.
yes.
Well, we're
That's
gonna have the box like it's fucking the Misfits event from over the weekend.
Dude, that Faith Ordway, the girl that
she
boxed in
got
that.
she got her ass whooped.
Dude, how do these people fucking train for that long and they get in the ring and they look like that? What the fuck are
She
they
did
doing?
not train.
They,
They're two
just fucking-
TikTokers. They don't.
They
train.
just slapped each other. Like they beat the
Items
shit out of
event
each
got
other.
more
but, like,
training.
Look, they're not training.
Oh.
They're just getting a bag and leaving.
That's definitely what
I
happened.
think that's the moral of the story of today's podcast. Get your fucking bag and get out.
for real.
Where's our bag?
Anyway,
Face
tough
Temper's getting
performance from
paid
the
just to get
Bucks
fucking
and the
smacked out.
Cowboys are playing good football. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for listening. We'll see you guys for another in-depth analysis on next week's playoffs.
Goodbye.